Beautiful day at Silverstone for the 2010 Santander British Grand Prix. You can see all these people traipsing to the circuit. I'm imagining about 50,000 of them have been there since about 6 in the morning. All those people who aren't fortunate enough to have one of these. So, Jim and I were just talking about how unless there are severe tyre degradation issues that people didn't see coming, or unless one of the Red Bulls makes a mistake, it could be quite a processional afternoon. But what do you think is going to happen, Jim?
Who knows? It's Grand Prix racing, isn't it? I hope that we have a really incident-packed, exciting race and have an unpredictable result. But my gut feeling tells me that if the Red Bulls get away, that's where they will stay.
I personally think that Vettel and Webb are going to crash into each other trying to go through the Abbey corner on the same piece of tarmac. Lap 2. That's my prediction. Here we are, next to Woodcote Corner, at the only cash point in the whole of Northamptonshire. So even the army have to come here. Brawn GP fans.
I'll tell you what, it just goes to show that people in Northamptonshire don't have much money, does it? This is it. It's the whole queue for the north, for the Midlands of England around where we are.
You know it doesn't show that you're from the south.
Really?
And here we are approaching the pit straight grandstand at Silverstone. Kind of looks like it hasn't been finished yet from this side, but the view from the other side is pretty spectacular. You excited, Jim?
Yeah, definitely. We're really starting to gear up for it now. Got drivers' parade soon. And, time,
25 minutes.
Time's just flying by. Time's gone so quick. So before we know it, the race is going to be going, and hopefully we'll see some good British racing action.
Outside that 3-1 to the floor, they're going to be 3-1 to the floor. Goes off the road, he's getting one place. Against Michael outside, and Sean Edwards comes off worse than all of them because he's going to lose all places, and that, I'm afraid, was Jim Richmond doing two opportunity for racing lane as he slows. Sean Edwards has to go charging around the outside with his full half. They're really just about that.
That was Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton shaking hands. They hate each other, do they?
That's why pilots close to the leader, in this case on the right hand side, is red 2. Has to be particularly stable throughout this entire manoeuvre.
Here we are on the grid, Jim. Race time is about 16 minutes away. How do you feel?
Yeah, very tense. Very tense.
In 2.5 hours, the Santander 2010 British Grand Prix will be over. Are you excited? Very excited. Can't see anything on the grid.
Yeah.
Well, you can see lots of things, but it's very difficult to pick anything out.
Yeah.
The cars come up and they stop and they get pushed through. We're trying to find Martin Brundle at the moment.
Yeah, so he's only about 2 feet tall, so it might be quite hard.
Maybe maybe you'll interview us. It's 10 minutes to go. Pit lane's now closed, so all the cars are on the grid. It's unbelievable how fast it all happens. Don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like there should be an hour to go, but
Yeah,
we're already
and there isn't. There's 10 minutes. 10 minutes for race time.
Jensen Button just going back on the grid.
Hey, Jensen! Push that back! I think it's fair to say, mate, our grandfather would be proud.
God bless you, mate.
So how do you feel, mate? Had an Aussie winner, bit of Aussie grit at the start, put Brittany off on the stony stuff.
It was meant to be, mate. What can I say? Red Bull does give you wings.
So as we drive past the lively campsite that we were very glad not to be a part of again after our experience 15 years ago, what are your thoughts, Jim? What is your favourite moment of the 2010 Santander British Grand Prix weekend?
Well, I have to say, my favourite moment was actually after the race, where we sort of unwittingly discovered we could actually walk around the circuit and just soak in the atmosphere.
We would like to show you some film footage of this wonderful adventure, but unfortunately the camera had run out of power. But we do have one or two photographs. One final question before we join the road. Were you happy with the winner?
Yes. Good old-fashioned win from a good old-fashioned solid Aussie. Not a corporate man in any way, shape or form, and that's really refreshing to see in Formula One.
I will certainly second that, and I think that there's something poetically beautiful about the fact that Sebastian Vettel discarded the chassis that Mark Webber today used to win the 2010 Santander British Grand Prix, and it bodes very well for the rest of the season. Who knows, perhaps we will have our first Australian world champion in 30 years. But for now, we're joining the road and looking for somewhere where we can actually get something to eat that isn't a hog roast. Goodbye, sports fans, and see you again for the 2025 Santander British Grand Prix.